Yes, it's absolutely true. The wedding is off. And the reason I'm not getting married is because my soon to be, well, ex husband, I guess I should say, I don't even know what to call him, his mom. She's overbearing. She keeps pressuring me to go shopping for the ultimate wedding dress, which, by the way, is not my style. And I'm telling her to back off. This has been going on for 6 long years, and I'm at my breaking point. I'm going to give him an ultimatum, even though I shouldn't. I'm going to tell him to make his mom give us some boundaries, or I'm going to kick him to the curb and I'm going to take our cat with me. I'm sitting in what used to be our apartment. I'm surrounded by half-packed boxes and the ghost of a life I thought I was building. 3 weeks ago, I called off my wedding. Not postponed, I called it off. Dunzo. And I keep waiting to feel relief or clarity or anything, other than this hollow ache in my chest, but instead I'm here at 2 in the morning, typing this out because I literally don't know what else to do with myself. Jerry and I were supposed to get married next month, November the 16th. I had the dress, we had the venue, the save the dates. They went out months ago with this adorable photo from our trip to Savannah. Now I'm getting texts from confused relatives, asking about hotel blocks. I can't. I changed my relation status on Facebook yesterday. Watching it go from engaged to single felt like ripping off my own skin. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. This is going to be long. Sorry for the giant wall of text. So how we started, or when I was still naive, is how I like to word it. See, Jerry and we met in 2019 at a friend's Super Bowl party. Not romantic, I know. I was 31, fresh out of a disaster relationship, with a guy who thought adulting meant having his mother do his laundry every week by dropping it off. I'd sworn off dating for a while, focused on my career in marketing, and finally felt like I had my crap together. Then this guy just walks in wearing a vintage Falcons jersey, in Patriots territory, the absolute madman, carrying homemade queso, and suddenly I'm interested. He was different, he was mature, he had his own condo in Brookline, a real career as a software architect. He could cook more than ramen, and this seemed important at the time. I talked about his family with normal amounts of affection, no trauma, just normal. His father, Carl, this quiet, steady presence, and his younger brother was hilarious, and his mom, Tanya, Mama May, as she insisted everybody call her, seemed really lovely. A retired teacher who gardens and volunteers at the animal shelter. She hugged me first time we met and said that I had such a warm aura. Gosh, I was so stupid. The first 2 years were everything you want in your 30s. We weren't kids playing house, we were adults building something real. Saturday mornings at the farmer's market, fixing up his condo together, and I can still smell the paint fumes from when we redid the bathroom in his perfect shade of sage green. Introduced each other to our friend group and just watched them mesh perfectly together. My best friend Allison said that she'd never seen me so settled. So sure, we adopted a cat together, a Chairman Meow, because we're dorks. Jerry would work from home some days and send me photos of the chairman helping with code reviews. When his parents divorced in 2021, it was rough on him, but we weathered it together. Tanya had apparently hidden massive credit card debt and Carl couldn't take it anymore. Jerry was torn about it. He thought his parents had the perfect marriage, the perfect image. I held him through it. I listened to the process and tried to be a supportive partner. When Carl started dating Patricia exactly 6 months later, I encouraged Jerry to give her a chance. She was wonderful, warm, boundaried, treated Jerry and his brother like the grown men that they were, and Tanya, she didn't take it well. And then the red flags, I painted them green. Looking back, now the signs were there, but isn't that always how it goes? You explain away the little things because love makes you stupid and hopeful. It started small after the divorce. Tanya would call Jerry, crying at random moments, not just sad, like performatively devastated. She would wail about how Patricia was replacing her, how that woman was stealing her family away. And Jerry would drop everything to just comfort her. I'm talking leaving date night, driving over at midnight because she heard a noise, and canceling plans because Mama May needed him. You know, I tried to be understanding. Divorce is hard, and I was just admitting to myself that she was in an adjustment period. Yeah, I'm realizing as I write this how much I minimized. My therapist is going to have a field day with this one. Then the guilt trips came. Every holiday became a negotiation. But it's my first Christmas alone. You're abandoning me on Mother's Day? I guess I'll just eat a Thanksgiving dinner by myself since my sons have forgotten me. Jerry would cave every single time. We spent exactly one holiday with my family in Connecticut in 3 years. One! My mother never complained, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. The pandemic should have been a wake-up call. When everybody was locked down, Tanya immediately declares that she was in our pod, without even asking. She would show up at Jerry's condo with groceries we did not need, rearrange our kitchen, make passive-aggressive comments about my work-from-home setup, and the dining room saying it's cluttered, and she bought Jerry clothing without asking. Always stuff that looked like what he would wear in college. When I gently suggested boundaries, Jerry said that I was being harsh and that she's trying to help and that's his mom. But the real shift came when we got engaged in January of 2023. Jerry proposed on our 4th anniversary. At the same friend's house where we met. It was perfect. It was low-key, surrounded by our people. Of course, Chairman Meow somehow was wearing a bow tie, and I said yes immediately, posted the ring picture on Instagram, and got 200 likes in an hour. That's a record for me. Tanya found out from Carl, not Jerry, Carl, because Jerry had not told her yet. We literally just gotten engaged, and she lost her entire mind. And then the spiral, or how Mama May declared war. The next day, Tanya shows up at our apartment 7 a.m. sharp. Let herself in with a spare key I didn't know that she had. I walked out in Jerry's t-shirt and boxers to find her crying on our couch, clutching Jerry like he was passing away. "How could you not tell me first? I'm your mother." "I carried you for 9 months," she said. "I deserve to know before your father and that woman." I stood there, engagement ring still new on my finger, watching my fiancé comfort his mother about our engagement. He never even introduced me properly, just "Mom, calm down, let's talk about it." Not "Mom, this is inappropriate." "Mom, you're scarring my fiancé for life." Just immediate, escalation? That set the tone for everything that followed. Wedding planning became a battlefield. Every decision had to be run through the Mama May approval process. She had opinions on everything. I mean everything. Our venue was too fancy, our date was inconsiderate, and my dress shop was, exclusion, because I invited my mom and sister only. The guest list was biased, I'd say. We invited Patricia. But to be honest with you guys, the dress shopping is what really got to me. She cornered me at Sunday dinner, tears in her eyes, saying that she'd always dreamt of helping pick her daughter-in-law's dress, since God only gave her boys. I felt like a monster. Jerry said it would mean so much if I included her, so I caved, planned a second shopping trip, and then I found my dress with just my mom. It was perfect, it was simple, it was elegant, nothing like the puffy monstrosities Tanya had been pushing. I bought it on the spot. When Tanya found out, she called Jerry sobbing again. He came home and asked why I deliberately hurt his mother's feelings. Why'd I hurt his mom? Not excitement about my dress and not happiness for me. Just concern for Mama May's feelings. Always Mama May. Edit. 2 hours later, I'm reading this back and getting angry all over again. How did I let it get this bad? Let me continue, though, because I need to talk about my breaking points. Our couple shower was in August. It was when things went what you call nuclear. My aunt threw it at her country club. Beautiful affair, garden party vibes, fancy sandwiches, actual cloth napkins, and both families were invited. I was stressed about the dynamic, but hopeful we could act like adults for one afternoon. Tanya arrived late, wearing white, not ivory, not cream. It was a white sundress with tiny pink flowers that looked deliberate. My cousin Emma literally gasped, and my mother's face went carefully neutral in that way that meant she was internally screaming. Patricia, God bless her soul, complimented Tanya's dress like it was totally normal. And then came the gift opening. We had not planned to open them there, but Tanya's mother and aunt, her flying monkeys, stood over us demanding we open everything right then and there. They literally directed which gift should be opened next, like, "Oh, open this one, open ours," like little 2-year-olds. My family watched in horrified fascination. And you want to know the cherry on top? Tanya, she cornered Carl and Patricia by their dessert table to reminisce about her and Carl's wedding. Can you believe these kiddos are getting married just 2 days before our anniversary? Well, what would have been our anniversary, I should say, before you decide to throw away 27 years? Patricia excused herself and Carl looked like he wanted to dissolve into the floor. Jerry saw the whole thing and did nothing. I spent the rest of the party avoiding everyone, pounding Prosecco, and seriously questioning my life choices. Then came the shirt. Oh, the shirt. Tanya texted me a week later. Excited, her friend had gotten her something so cute for the wedding and she sent a photo. Mother of the groom. I loved him first. With his birthday underneath in rhinestones? I stared at that photo for 20 minutes and showed it to Allison, who said absolutely not. Showed it to my sister, who asked if Tanya needed psychiatric help, and showed it to my mother, who just sighed and hugged me. When I told Jerry I was very uncomfortable with the shirt, he said that I was overreacting. It was just her way of being involved. I asked if he would be cool with my dad wearing a shirt that said, "I'm not losing a daughter, I'm gaining a son who should call me daddy." He didn't think it was funny. Edit, for everyone asking, yes, she wore the shirt to multiple events. I have photos, I can't look at them. The final straw, or the dinner that ended everything. 3 weeks ago, October the 15th, a Tuesday I'll never forget, we had dinner with Tanya to go to our final wedding details about. She'd been eerily calm lately, which should have been my warning signs, my red flags, and we met at this Italian joint in North End. Jerry's suggestion, Tanya's favorite. I ordered the chicken parm. I never finish. Tanya ordered white wine and chaos. It started with subtle digs like, Allison seems like such a party girl. Is she really the best choice for maid of honor? Your mom looked tired at the shower. Is she okay? I hope the photographer knows how to handle difficult lighting. Some venues just photograph so harsh. Then she pulled out her phone. I have some ideas for the mother-son dance. She made a playlist, 8 songs, including A Song for Mama by Boyz II Men, The First Man You Remember, some country song about being replaced, and I Hope You Dance, which was her wedding song with Carl. You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan. Tarzan? I sat there watching Jerry nod along as she explained the emotional significance of each and every song and how they could do a medley, maybe a choreographed dance. Wouldn't that be special, my boy? She'd already talked to her dance teacher friend about lessons. Finally, Jerry said, Mom, and I felt a spark of hope. 8 songs is probably too many. He didn't say, this is inappropriate, we already chose our song, just logistics. And Tanya said, well, I suppose Patricia only needs 1 song since she's known you for 2 years? I've been your mother for 37 years, but sure, treat us the same if you want. And, No, I understand. Ever since your father left me for that woman, I'm just an afterthought. First you don't tell me about the engagement, then Sam excludes me from dress shopping. Now you want to limit her special moment at your wedding. I see how it is. She was crying now, real tears, but calculated timing, and our diners were staring at us. I've given everything to you boys, sacrificed my career, my body, my dreams, and this is how you repay me, by pushing me aside for your father's new woman? The word hung in the air like a slap. Patricia, who volunteers at a literacy center and sends us thoughtful birthday cards, and has never said an unkind word about anyone, reduced to that. Mom, you can't... I can't what? Speak the truth, express my feelings, exist? Sometimes I think it would be easier if I just didn't wake up anymore. Then you could be all happy with that perfect new family. And there it was, the nuclear option, the manipulation masterpiece. Tanya grabbed her purse and started to leave, and Jerry stood up and said, Mother, wait, don't say that. Let's talk about this. She paused. It was victory flickering in her eyes. There's nothing to talk about. You've made your choice. I watched Jerry wrestle with himself, saw the moment he made his decision, and he followed her out to the restaurant, leaving me sitting alone with 2 cooling entrees and a table full of stares. I paid the check, took an Uber home, and packed a bag and went to Allison's. Jerry did not text me until midnight. Where are you? Mom was really upset. We need to be more sensitive to what she's going through. We need to be more sensitive? Well, the aftermath of that night, or maybe I should rephrase it, how do you mourn someone who's still alive? I stayed at Allison's for 3 days. Jerry called constantly, texted essays about how I was overreacting, how his mother was just emotional, and how we could work through this. He actually said, and I quote, "You know how she is. Why do you let her get to you?" Okay, why do I let her get to me? His mother calls his stepmother all sorts of names, threatens to harm herself, storms out of restaurants with people staring at us, and somehow I'm the problem for being gotten to. I went back to an apartment on Friday to talk, really talk. I practiced what I would say with Allison, written bullet points, prepared for every deflection, and Jerry was a mess. Hadn't slept, hadn't shaved. Chairman Meow was following him around, meowing anxiously, and for a moment I wavered. This was my person, my future, my man. 5 years of inside jokes and shared dreams and morning coffee and stupid TV shows we watched together. And then he opened his mouth. "Mom's been staying here. She's really fragile right now. This whole wedding has been triggering her." His mother was in my home because she was sad about our wedding. Jerry. Your mother needs therapy, not enablement. Oh, that's cruel, Sam. She's my mother. And I'm supposed to be your wife. Oh, you're asking me to choose. No, I'm asking you to set boundaries and to prioritize our relationship and to stop letting her manipulate every single aspect of our lives. Well, she's not manipulating anyone. She's hurting. She called Patricia all the names in the book. Oh, she was emotional. She threatened to harm herself. Oh, she never actually would. She wore white to our shower. Oh, you're just being petty now. And that's when I really knew it wasn't going to change ever. I could marry Jerry tomorrow and spend the next 40 years coming second to Mama Mary's feelings. Every holiday ruined, every milestone tainted, and every achievement overshadowed. And kids raised with a grandmother who would undermine me at every single turn. I can't do this. Sam, please, let's postpone the wedding, go to a couples counseling, work through it. With what therapist? The one your mom will call crying to? The one she'll accuse of trying to tear her family apart? Oh, you're being dramatic. 5 years and he still doesn't see it. I'm done, Jerry. I'll come back for my things next week. So, yeah, the last that I actually remember is Chairman Meow rubbing against my leg as I left. I couldn't even take our cat. How's that for a metaphor? So where am I now? I'm drowning in slow motion. It's been 3 weeks, 24 days actually, not that I'm counting. The practical stuff is almost worse than the emotional stuff. Canceling vendors, losing deposits, and explaining to everyone why the wedding is off without sounding like a crazy person. His mother was too involved. Sounds so petty when you say it out loud. People who have not lived it don't understand the death of 1,000 cuts. My mom flew in from Connecticut last week and helped me pack, and didn't say I told you so, even though she definitely thought it. She did say Tanya gave her bad vibes from day one, which thanks, Mom, super helpful now. I'm staying with Allison temporarily, assigned a lease for a studio in Cambridge, then I can move into December 1st. It's tiny and overpriced and has a weird smell, but hey, it's mine. No spare keys for anyone's mom. Jerry texts every day. Long messages about how we can work through it and how he's talking to his mom about boundaries now. How he loves me more than anything. And yesterday he sent a photo of Chairman Meow sitting in my spot on the couch and I sobbed for an hour. Tanya, meanwhile, is living her best life, according to social media. Yeah, I know I shouldn't look, but I'm weak. She's been posting inspirational quotes about knowing your worth, and when people show you who they really are, believe them. The irony is so thick I could choke on it. She commented on Jerry's brother's engagement photos last week. It says, "So happy at least one of my boys value family." I wanted to comment, yeah, his fiancé's family, but Allison took my phone away. Edit 4, just remembered, she also posted a photo wearing the MOG shirt with the caption, "A mother's love is forever, #boymom, #mama-bear." I can't make this up. So what I'm learning is, at least my therapist says I'm grieving not just Jerry, but the future I thought that we had. The kids who would have had his eyes and my stubbornness, and the house that we were saving for, growing old together and becoming the couple with 40 years of stories. That future died in an Italian restaurant over chicken parm I couldn't eat. I'm angry at myself for not seeing it sooner, for making excuses and for thinking love would be enough. My friend from work just got engaged and asked for relationship advice and I literally laughed. What am I supposed to say? Make sure his mother is not an emotional terrorist? Get the boundaries sorted before you get the ring. The physical stuff is weird. I still wake up at 6:30 to make coffee for 2. Still save funny TikToks to send him before remembering his Netflix logged into my TV, and we're in the middle of season 3 of a show, and I can't bring myself to watch it without him, but I also can't delete it. Some days I'm angry and furious, and I just want to show up at his condo and scream about the 5 years I wasted, about the therapy I'll need, and about the family I bent over backwards to accommodate while mine got crumbs, about how he let his mother destroy us and then blamed me for the rubble. Other days I just miss him, miss us, miss the version of him that existed before his mother got involved. Or maybe that version never existed and I'm just mourning a ghost. So this is the part where I ask you guys for help, right? So here I am. 35, single, starting over with a studio apartment and a broken heart. My married friends don't know what to say, and my single friends keep trying to get me to download Hinge? Oh, you need to get back out there, like I can just swipe right past 5 years of my life. For those who have been through something similar, does it get better? When does the anger fade? And when do you stop feeling like you failed? How do you even trust again, ever? I don't know. Part of me is just wondering if I should have tried harder, been more patient with Tanya, more understanding, but then I remember the white dress and the threats of harm and the mother of the groom shirt, and I know I made the right choice. Right? Gosh, this post is so long. If you made it this far, you're a saint. I'm going to pour another glass of wine and maybe actually eat something for the first time in 2 days. Allison keeps leaving soup outside my door like I'm some feral cat. And tomorrow, I have to call the venue about getting any of our deposit back, and the wedding would have been in 22 days. But who's counting?